Hi, thanks for joining me again at Bit Repairs, and today we have a iPhone 6 charge IC replacement. This board was sent in because it's the phone, when you plug it in, it just comes up with the battery symbol. We're drawing around about zero point 0.4 amps, and the phone just never powers on. So usually the problem with this is the charge IC. So what we're going to do on this one is one of my standard repairs. This is, so I'll just walk you through how to do it step by step and what you need to do. If you've got any questions, just comment and I'll try and help you out as well. So first thing, I didn't want to bore you all with the details of disassembling an iPhone. I'm sure everyone that's doing this should know how to do that by now, and if you don't, well, you probably shouldn't be looking inside your iPhone at doing micro soldering. The charge IC on the iPhone 6 is on the rear of the board, so it's under this shield over here. So what we have is, here's our NAND that you can see there. Then at the bottom of the board, just opposite the battery connector, so you've got the battery connector, this shield here. This is the one that needs to come off now. Here, this is the one that needs to come off for us to get to the IC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some hot air on, over to there, get that up to 350 again, bit of Kapton tape. One thing I like to do here is make sure that the NAND is well protected, and also get a bit of the thinner Kapton tape that I use. I'm just going to hold down the other end just on this tiny corner, just the tiny corner there. So I'm just going to move the microscope out of the way for now, so that I can access the board. Going to get my trusty tweezers, and we're just going to start heating the board up a little bit now. I'm just going to turn on the preheater. So that's what this is that this board is on. This is a preheater. It's a Blackjack BK2050, and this one, it just heats the board up to, I've got it on the minimum setting it'll go, and it heats it to around about 100 or so degrees. So it's enough to get the board just to a nice temperature that we know we're not going to do any damage to the components when we get this shield off. One thing that I have forgot to do, which I normally do, that's because of this video, Science Law means that I would forget. You just need to get this antenna off from here. I'm just going to tuck that underneath here so it doesn't get damaged. There we go. So there's just a small piece of antenna running alongside the NAND and up onto this, but it's clipped in by the side of the plate here, so you just have to unplug that. It's one thing I normally do as standard, but for some reason when you're doing these videos, things that you normally do just go out the window. So we're just heating it up and we're applying a little tiny bit of upwards pressure to this. Not a great deal. We want this to come off of its own accord. You'll just hear little clicks every now and again. There we go. They really are very easy to remove. You get the right seat setup, you get the right heat settings, and they come off so easily. Just don't be tempted to use too much heat on it, otherwise you could have some problems. So here what we have is right down in the bottom corner. I'm just going to get that on there. So as that board is still in the same orientation, so here is our battery connector on the opposite side. So on the right hand side here, right next to our NAND, you'll see a small chip, and it's got some black goo over the top of it. As you can see, here on the microscope view, you can see that we have some black goo on the top of it. So what we need to do first, we need to remove that black goo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hot air gun and put it on the minimum setting. So put it on the minimum setting, and then I'm going to get some business cards here. So you won't be able to see much with my with the camera where my hands are at the moment because I'm going to be working around here now, but you will be able to see the microscope view of exactly what I'm doing. So I'm about to look under the microscope. I'm just going to put some heat on, and I'm just going to get rid, very slowly, I'm going to get rid of all of this black goo. Now here, we've got the hot air on quite low, so we're not worried about displacing components. We'll just get the top of it. I always find it handy to remove the top. There's a lot of the surrounding bits. Well, the main reason I get rid of the top is so that when it comes to taking this off, I've got a direct contact for the hot air. So you're scraping around here very carefully. You don't want to go through to the ground plane. You don't want to go through the ground plane. You don't want to get rid of any of this fine and delicate solder mask. Okay. So we're just getting rid of all of these bits of black from around it. Making sure that none of these components, to the best of our knowledge, are still attached to this chip. Because if we lift this chip up and they're still attached, then we'll end up lifting these components. We really don't want to do that because it just creates more work for us. So that's okay for now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some flux. Let's turn that off for now. I'm going to get some flux. I'm just going to dab that over this now. It'll just help when we come to remove it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is protect the rest of the board. So we're going to be using more heat now. So the only way of getting these off is to use heat. I don't think I've ever seen anyone try and get one off with a soldering iron. I might have watched a video on it once. I was quite amused by it. I've seen someone trying to remove one with a soldering iron. I think it was one of the Chinese videos. Really? Okay, yeah, whatever. I take a lot of the videos with a pinch of salt, to be fair, because you just can't be sure that they are genuine. I mean, the ones that I see from like Jessa, from iPad Rehab, STS Telecom, you can see that they're doing this for a living. You can genuinely see that they are doing good repairs, quality repairs, and they're taking the time, and they genuinely are doing what they say they're doing. Some of these Chinese videos, though, you can't believe what they're doing. You see them and they kind of click from screen to screen and go, oh, look what we've done, look what we've done. Oh, what a load of rubbish. So that's why I try to be the same as what I've watched these other videos, and I try to be as honest as possible with these repairs and what I'm doing. So I think these live streams, well, not live streams, sorry, these continuous videos without any editing kind of shows what's being done in great detail and shows the honesty behind it. So let me just get this off now. So we're going to heat it up. First thing, I'm just going to put my tweezers either side of it, and I'm going to start putting some heat on now. Okay. Okay, you should notice it move slightly. Should start wobbling. There we go. See, I can wobble it with the tweezers now. There we go. That's just come straight off. So I really did not use much force at all then to get that off. So as soon as I take them off, I stick them in the bin, because I just don't trust that it's actually ever going to work, that chip. So even if I do this repair and find that it's not that chip, I still wouldn't use them chips again, because heating them up over and over again, it can cause problems, and for the price of them, let's just get rid and put a new one on every time. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my soldering iron. I'm going to get a little bit of solder. This is leaded solder now. So I'm going to pull off a tiny little piece of leaded solder. And I'm going to zoom in now. Now this is where I might need to take off the microscope view, because again, this is a customer board and I don't really want to be messing up customer boards just for the sake of a YouTube video. Okay, there we go. I wish I could actually try and use the screen to do this repair instead of looking through the microscope, because when I turn the screen on, I lose one of the eyepieces, so it's very difficult for me to see for depth. So you lose that depth perception. So I might have to switch the camera up, but I'll try first. I will. Okay. All I'm doing here is just mixing some of that solder that's there with leaded solder. You really don't want to touch those components. The repair I've done before this video, actually it's a good job I didn't show you, because I don't know what happened. I just had a bit of a hand movement moment and I wiped out 4 of the components. They're just gone. So it took an extra 15 minutes or so on the repair just to get them all back into place again and check everything was okay. Now, you touch any of those and you're just adding time, that's all you're doing. So let me just see my depth perception again now, because I really want to be able to see whether I've got all my bits up. Oh, that's just so much better. So all I'm going to do here now, all I'm doing on this board is around the edge there's little bits of black that I haven't got rid of. Now they're not too big, they're tiny, and they're not actually in the way. they're not in the way of where the IC is going to go. However, what can happen is, while you're trying to do the repair, one of these little black bits just decides to get blown into the way and just gets blown underneath your IC. Now that can ruin your day, because you're here trying to figure out why your IC will not float where it should float, and it's all because you have the tiniest little piece of rubbish stuck underneath it. So there we go. I've just been literally around these components here, these ones here at the bottom. You see that all of these components, I've just been getting rid of. Just slightly scored the board a bit there. I didn't mean to, but that's okay, it's fine. It's not going to cause any problems. I'm sure someone will troll me for it, but I can deal with it. So I'm just going to put some more flux on now. Going to get me hot air gun again. Just went into power saving mode then. So I'm just going to warm this area up again now. You'll notice all of those balls go perfectly circular, so they all melt out. See them all nice. Okay, they should all roughly be the same size. I don't like them being flat. I'm not an advocate of wicking them flat and then putting the IC on. I like them all to be roughly the same size after I've mixed them with leaded solder. So they all look to be roughly the same size now. Let me just check one more time with the microscope. I want to make sure. I'm going to zoom right in. I'm going to check that none of them are massively bigger than the rest. No. So they all look okay then. Okay. Switch that camera back on again. Yep. That's it. Okay. There we are, so you can all see it again now. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean this area up again. Okay. It's looking nice and clean. Happy with that now. Okay, I'm going to zoom in one more time to make sure that I've not left any residue there from that little clean-up job. There's no bits of fluff or anything there anymore. That is an exceptionally clean area. See there? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for it to be absolutely immaculate, the area. Right, so I'm going to put some flux on it now. Okay. Don't want too much flux, we don't need massive amounts. Right, I'm going to get a charger IC now. Now I always use, every time I always use the A3. Don't care which one came with it, every repair I do I use the A3 version, which is from the iPhone 6s. I've just found that no matter what repair I do on these, if I use the A3 it always works, every time it works, and sometimes when you use the one that it was designed for, it still doesn't work. So this goes on now, and you'll notice where the dot goes. I didn't make a note of where the dot goes because I do that many of these that I just kind of know now where they go on each one of them. So I don't need to put a mark on the board anymore. I always do it in this orientation. I always do it exactly the same way. Get a procedure and then stick to it. So I don't need to mark the board anymore. I just know that it goes. If I've got the NAND on the right hand side, I know that the dot goes in the top left corner. So the way I do this now is I'll put this roughly in place. Okay, I'll grab my hot air, right, and I'm going to move this to the correct place. Okay. That's it, I'm happy with that now. I'm going to put some hot air on now. Holding it. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of the tweezers now. And I'm going to use my knife. So I'm happy that's in place. I'm going to zoom in a bit more. I'm going to lose it a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to put my knife in the bottom left corner, down here. And I'm going to heat this up again and you'll watch it jump into place. Okay, see that move slightly before? Now I'm just going to nudge it ever so slightly. I'm going to hold my breath, I'm going to breathe in, hold my breath and nudge it. And then I'm going to stop. So you've seen that move? That was the tiniest move ever. You have to nudge it so, just the tiniest bit you've ever seen. I mean, you wouldn't even see that move without a microscope. So, that now is in place. Okay. I'm just going to clean the area up a little bit now. Oh, pulled the little black bit off the top of there with me cotton bud, it doesn't matter. Okay. So that now is in place. I'm going to turn my hot air off, turn the soldering iron off. I'm going to take the tape off of this board. Okay. Right. Done that. You never actually got to see this board as it was. So if I just get the housing here, I just take this out of the way. Let's put this back into here again. I've not actually finished with this yet, this is just to test it now, just to make sure it charges and comes on okay. Okay. That's alright. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to test one thing first, just before we go. I'm just going to make sure we don't have a short on the battery line. There we go. Nope, that's okay. I just like to test that first. I don't know why, it's just if there is a short on it, then I like to know straight away before I plug the battery in. So I just get this now and plug the battery in. Right, I'm going to prompt it to boot. I've got no screen in it because I don't need a screen at this moment. I'm going to prompt it to boot, and we're now pulling 0.91 amps. So I can see on the if I just move this camera here, I don't know whether you can see it on there. Can you see that? So that's pulling 0.91 amps now, that is on there. Now before it was pulling 0.4 or something, I can't quite remember. So I'm just going to unplug that now. I'm going to unplug the battery. Okay. I'm going to put the screen on, the customer's screen on. Bear in mind again, this phone hasn't finished yet. I'm literally just testing it now to make sure that it's going to work. After this, you should resolder that shield back on again. I really don't like it when people do repairs and they don't finish the phone, they don't put it back to how it was. So if I just plug that in now, you'll see we've got battery. Maybe you can see that. I just change the Logitech settings. Okay. I'll just push the power button there. There you go. You can see we've got battery. Now we're pulling 0.91 on this, so we're expecting it to turn on as soon as the battery has reached the point where it should be. If we just make this video a bit bigger, you'll be able to see. Again, we've just got battery logo now. Just got battery. But we can see that this phone is currently drawing. If I just pull this here, there you go. We're at 0.91 amps. We've still just got battery logo. Now this can stay like this for like 5, sometimes even 10 minutes. I'm pretty confident that this is going to power on very shortly. It all depends on how dead this battery is and how long the customer has waited before they've sent it to me. Because if the customer's waited for a week or so, then the battery is going to have died a considerable amount. So the reason that it does this is it has to wait until that battery gets up to a realistic voltage, a realistic level of charge before it's willing to power the phone on, because the actual boot process does take quite a drain out of the battery. So if you were to have the battery being too poorly charged, then it wouldn't complete the boot cycle. So it has to know that, or believe that it can finish the boot cycle. Should be a way of pausing this video actually, because there's not a great deal else to say until this is fully booted. So we'll just leave that on there for the time being. Leave that there to boot up. So the next repair we've got after this one, we've got another power IC issue. This is The next one is going to be for the next one that I have to do anyway. I don't think I'll make a video on this because it's exactly the same. This is for an iPhone 6s Plus. Again, charge IC. I might do it because it's a different phone. And then we've got another one here which is an iPhone 6 which is rapidly discharging. So there's a couple of things that one could be. Could be the charge IC again. It could also be a short to ground somewhere, but not a short to ground that is causing the phone to not boot. Just one that's draining the power, it's using the power, so the phone will get hot, and it's basically just draining the battery on heating it up, in essence. There we go, we have Apple logo, we are booting. So that there is one phone fixed. It's how to replace the charge IC. Quite a straightforward repair, but something that has to be done very, very regular. I do this every single day. Every single day of the week I will do one of these repairs. So that's on 3% now. 3% and charging. And I think I'll end this video there. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and if you have any questions, please do feel free. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've learnt something today. I hope you found it all interesting. I think I'm getting slowly better at doing these videos. The quality of them certainly getting better. I'm sorting out the focus, the camera issues. Let me know if you've got any ideas of how I can do it any better. So thanks very much, and hope you all have successful repairs, and I will see you next time.